When boundaries blur. Unprofessional coaching. Hey there, welcome back to Foundations of Coaching Theories, your go-to space for digging into the heart of coaching practice. Today, we're talking about something that doesn't come up nearly enough: unprofessional interactions between coach and coachee, especially in the context of cognitive behavioral coaching. Now I know that sounds heavy, but trust me, it's one of the most important things to understand if you're involved in coaching or thinking about it. Because while CBC is rooted in science and structure, the human side of coaching, well, that's where things can get messy. Let's kick things off with this simple truth. Coaching is powerful, and with great power comes great responsibility. Cognitive behavioral coaching is built on collaboration, goal setting, and a deep dive into the coachee's thought patterns. But here's the catch: the relationship can get too close. Unlike therapy, there are fewer legal boundaries. And sometimes the informal nature of coaching can lead to blurred lines. When that happens, you get what we're talking about today: unprofessional interactions. These might not always be dramatic, but even subtle ones can erode trust and effectiveness. So, what do we mean by unprofessional? In the world of CBC, it could be giving advice rather than guiding self-discovery, becoming emotionally enmeshed with the coachee, ignoring red flags like signs of clinical depression, overstepping by pushing too hard or becoming judgmental, or even forming personal relationships that cloud objectivity. Here's an example. Imagine a coach starts oversharing about their own life under the guise of relating. The sessions drift into friendly chats and the goals? Totally forgotten. That's unprofessional, even if it feels nice. The problem is, it usually doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow drift. A coach might skip structure just this once, or start texting the coachee outside sessions. Maybe they accept vague goals without a plan. CBC thrives on clarity, responsibility, and cognitive structure. When those are compromised, the coaching loses its backbone, and it becomes more like a conversation than a process for change. Let's not forget, coaches can also cross lines. Maybe they come to sessions expecting therapy, venting without working on goals. Or they become overly reliant on the coach for emotional support. In CBC, coaches are expected to take ownership of their growth. The coach is a guide, not a fixer. So when coaches stop taking responsibility, the whole framework begins to collapse. Now you might be wondering, what's the harm? Well, unprofessionalism leads to confusion, lack of progress, and in some cases, real psychological harm. A coachee might think they're getting therapy and delay seeking real mental health support. Or they might walk away from the coaching process feeling unheard, invalidated, or even manipulated. On the coach's side, credibility takes a hit. In a world already skeptical about coaching credentials, this matters a lot. So, how do we fix it? Simple doesn't mean easy, but here's what helps. 1. Define the relationship upfront, what coaching is and what it isn't. 2. Stick to structured models like CBC's ABCD to keep conversations goal-oriented. 3. Document goals, session plans, and boundaries clearly. 4. Know your red flags. If a coachee needs clinical help, refer them. 5. Avoid dual relationships, social, romantic, or financial overlaps. Just don't. Remember, professionalism doesn't mean being cold. It means being clear, ethical, and trustworthy. Here's the thing. Coaching, especially cognitive behavioral coaching, can be life-changing, but only if the space is safe, structured, and grounded in ethics. So whether you're a coach or someone considering coaching, ask yourself, am I respecting the boundaries that make this relationship work? Because when boundaries blur, results fade. That's all for today on Foundations of Coaching Theories. I hope this episode gave you something to think about. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to follow, share, or leave us a voice note. Till next time, keep it structured, keep it smart, and most of all, keep it professional.